Okay, so try to go high because it makes me look less fat. Are you rolling? Great. Thanks. You're supposed to say like, and see what?
I mean, he looks super lean and black.
Yeah. Okay. So I wrote the points on the board so I actually wouldn't get off topic. So we've got the points right here. First one is, and I'm continually facing this. So I'll be honest. I just had a handful of peanuts. I know, paleo alert, deploy the paleo SWAT team immediately. Andrew Trevor's, just go nuclear right now. No, I actually did have some peanuts. Why? Because it's been a busy day, and I was craving peanuts, so I ate some. And so I'm on my way back in. One of our clients is like, "Hey, wait a minute! I thought you said peanuts are not paleo." Yes, they are not paleo. Okay, well then why are you eating them? Okay, so here's the story of the gazebo. See, if someone were to ask me, okay, I shouldn't have been eating them, mea culpa, and there's no excuse for it. But if someone were to ask me, hey Tom, how do you build a gazebo? And ostensibly I knew how to build a gazebo, I would explain to them how to build a gazebo. But if the next day when they were building a gazebo, they saw me not building a gazebo, they wouldn't say to me, hey, you told me how to build a gazebo, but you're not building one. Why aren't you building one? I guess I should stop building one. My point being that we all have different goals. It's a justification. Because basically I just got busted eating peanuts. But sometimes one person's nutritional goals will be different than another person's. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, say for example, if I'm following carb backloading, well, actually there's no diet on the planet I can think of right now that justifies peanuts, other than they are delicious. But let's just say I was eating something like pad thai after a workout. And somebody else was on an autoimmune protocol, they'd be like, whoa, why you said don't eat that stuff? Well, if I'm doing carb backloading, I actually want to have a great deal of carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates, right after I train. So it's okay for me. You get it? Okay? If you want to build a gazebo, you follow one set of instructions. You want to build a culvert, you follow another. If you want to just waste your time and never really decide what you want to do, you just pick fly shit out of pepper and give other people a hard time when they're genuinely trying to help you. Right, Andrew? Yeah, not Trevor's, not the one that just gave me a hard time. And don't feel bad, I'm just teasing. Okay, next thing, bridges. The Bridges in Madison County, which we all know is the most effeminate movie ever conceived. The only black mark on Clint Eastwood's otherwise fantastic cinematic career. So Clint, I'm not trying to bash you, please don't come kick my ass. But there's this movement, and I'm not going to name any names, Ben Bruno, but there's this movement of people that just basically all their articles seem to be is 73 different ways to do this exercise. And one of my pet peeves, mostly because I hate setting it up, because it's a pain in the butt to set up, and I'm not convinced. Rob says he's got clients that have done this exercise that see improvements in their squat and their deadlift. Maybe, sure. And there's nothing wrong with doing a glute bridge. Okay, so this is the exercise where you lay down on the ground in the sit-up position. You have a barbell across your hips, probably with a towel, unless you got hips of steel. And then you thrust and lift 100, 200, 300 pounds. I always like to think about this exercise as preparing for a relationship with Oprah. But anyway, so, sorry. If anybody, we probably just lost 5 fans right there. But, so the Bridges in Madison County. But there's this group of trainers that just, they keep coming up with more versions of this exercise. See, if you're going to do that, you should qualify it with, this is the version I would use when blah, blah, blah. Say, I'm not seeing the person stable in the squat, or the difference between their one-legged squat and their regular squat is this. See, like Westside Barbell and Louis Simmons is incredible. It's an incredible resource because it's very prescriptive. It says if you want to get your triceps good and strong for a bench pressing, do 60 to 100 reps per workout. Okay? So it gives you parameters. These guys are just going, hey, I figured out 8 new cool ways to do it. One's with a skateboard. You can use a skateboard. It's like, that's not of any use to anyone. Those articles are merely they're just more noise on the fitness scene that we don't need. And the thing is, if you look at the guy and you read the bio, it's not going to say national powerlifting champion, because the guy's weak as shit. okay? Because that's his whole training concept, is jump from thing to thing and never actually get anything done. Then you look at a guy like Jim Wendler, and there's just this list of accomplishments. And that's why that guy is like, hey, here's a full program that you can follow that has helped thousands of people get stronger. So, when you're looking at fitness information, is it coming from a guy that's been an athlete, a coach of athletes, and has had to design programs actually, or is it just some guy that's on the internet that managed to make a name for himself because he listed 47 of his most inspirational coaching influences and then sent it to them and got them all to repost it? Because guess what? We're all onto that trick, guys. Cut it out. Next point. A buddy of mine calls in last night. Yeah, I'm out of breath from talking, and now I'm going to talk about how cardio is bad. Feel free. Fake Tom Lamb. Have at her, buddy. So, cardio version or installment number 2. I said don't do cardio before you train. Of course, God bless him. One of my friends calls up and says, "So what about cardio after you train?" Also bad. Cardio just bad. Okay, end of story. Okay, let me back up for a second.
That's good. I need some more.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to quote Eric Cressy. Sorry, Alwyn Cosgrove, hierarchy of fat loss, 5 things. Nutrition, resistance training, interval training, cardio. In that order. Nutrition, resistance training, interval training, cardio. I would add in one more in between here. Learning how to move your body and not causing it to stay in like this potentially injured state. But that's probably what he means when he talks. First, learn resistance training, then do resistance training. There's 2 benefits to that. Improving the health and function of the body, improving the metabolism by increased function of the muscle mass. Okay? So, cardio is dead last. So, if you've done all of the other 4, do the 5th one. And, hey buddy, that's the guy who was busting my chops about the peanuts. Yeah, like, seriously. Okay. Have a great day, bud. How was the head? See, we never stop caring. It's okay?
Yeah.
It's okay. All right, so that is my point with cardio is if you have done all the other things, go ahead and burn 200 calories. And by the way, when it says you're burning 200 calories, if you're sitting on the couch, you probably would have burned about 100. So you probably didn't need to drive 20 minutes to the gym to try and spend. Anyways, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Cardio sucks, all right? It's a waste of energy. Go do some more sprinting or interval training, like kettlebell type stuff, or prowler pushes, or anything. I'm just waffling at this point. Or just walk. Walk outside with your dog. Your dog would appreciate it. Classes. So if anybody's still listening, you know the code. And you get a free t-shirt. And we have are still promoting our new class program, which is 16 classes per week. 9 a.m., 12, 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. most weekdays, and then 9 and 12 on Saturday. Very, very more like a group fitness approach than a class. You're going to be doing exactly what you need to be doing to get your results, and it's just going to be managed in a class format. It's awesome. It's $147 a month, and if you're interested in trying out a sample class, please drop us a line on our Facebook page or go on the website and send us an email. Thanks. How long was that?